Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. Matchday 5 is fast approaching us. There's Champions League this week, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Some absolute crackers. Life is good. It's a good time to be a football fan, let me tell you that. Right, as ever, let's start with a little recap from last week. Wins for Man City, Villa, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, a shocking loss at home to Forest. Chelsea got a 1-0 victory at Bournemouth. Newcastle came from behind. Palace came from a 2-goal deficit to draw 2-2 at home to Leicester. Ipswich and Brighton played out a very boring 0-0. Just as we thought, Man City sitting at the top of the Premier League, unbeaten in 4 games, 9 goals for Haaland. Everything is looking up for 115 Charge City. As ever guys, if you do like the content, please like, subscribe and click on the notifications. I will be, as ever, posting as much content as I can, all things Premier League and football hopefully. So without further ado, let's get stuck into match day 5. Now the weekend kicks off with West Ham versus Chelsea, a London derby. In this match, we have 44 wins for West Ham, 55 wins for Chelsea. West Ham have lost 5 of the last 8 matches against Chelsea, including a 5-0 hammering last week. It hasn't been the best of starts to the season for West Ham, and I can't see it getting much better. Chelsea are just about finding their groove, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win for Chelsea. Next, we have a Midlands derby, Villa versus Wolves. 57 wins for Villa, 44 win for Wolves. Villa, interestingly, have only beaten Wolves once since 2020 with 3 draws and 3 losses. But Villa have started the season off strongly. Duran's goal against Everton was absolutely sublime, and Watkins looks like he's back on top form. Wolves did play well for a large part of the game against Newcastle, but ultimately ended up on the losing side, and I think they lose again here. I'm going for a 3-1 win at home for Villa. Next we have Fulham versus Newcastle. Both teams still unbeaten so far. 31 wins for Fulham, 34 wins for Newcastle. But Fulham haven't beaten Newcastle since 2018, including 5 straight losses. Newcastle have started the season off very strongly. Currently have 10 points after 4 matches. Fulham also have started the season off strongly. I am going to go for a 1-0 away win for Newcastle. Next we have Leicester versus Everton. In this fixture alone, 39 wins for Leicester, 45 wins for Everton. Leicester have only beaten Everton once since 2019, featuring 3 draws and 3 losses. But they've had a fairly solid start, picked up a good point on the road at Palace, picked up a point at home against Tottenham, and Everton, 4 losses in a row, 2 of them from a 2-goal lead position. And unfortunately, I see them making it 5 out of 5 losses to start the season. I'm going for a Leicester 2-1 win. Jamie Vardy in top form. Next, we have Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool with that shock defeat at home to Forest. In this fixture, 17 wins for Liverpool, 2 wins for Bournemouth. Liverpool have won 9 out of the last 10 matches, including 3 victories over Bournemouth last year, if you include the League Cup, and I absolutely fucking will. Bournemouth has started off fairly strong. They lost last week to Chelsea. I expect a strong response from Slotsmen. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Southampton versus Ipswich. The 2 relegation electees, possibly. 23 wins for Southampton, 27 wins for Ipswich. Ipswich did do the double over Southampton last year. Ipswich have 2 points registered to their name already, and Southampton have 4 losses out of 4. And I fear, even though they're playing at home, this is going to be loss number 5. I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Ipswich. So we have a London derby between Spurs and Brentford. 25 wins for Spurs, 7 wins for Brentford. Since getting back in the Premier League, they've played each other 6 times with 3 draws, 2 wins for Spurs and 1 for Brentford. Spurs will need a victory after back-to-back defeats. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Spurs. Brentford, on their last outing, very good for large parts of the game against Man City, but I can see them coming up short again. Next, we have Palace and Manchester United. 12 wins for Palace, 41 wins for Manchester United. Palace done the double over them last season, including, of course, that famous 4-0 humiliation towards the end of last season. Man United looked like they picked up a little bit of form against Southampton on the weekend. Palace went 2-0 down to Leicester and were quite frankly quite lucky to bring that back to 2-2. But I think Palace will pick up their first win of the season here and get a 2-0 victory over Man United. So we have Brighton versus Forest in this particular fixture. Very close. 13 wins for Brighton, 17 wins for Forest. Brighton done the double over them last season and have been in good form at the start of the season, but so have Forest. No one saw them getting that 1-0 victory over Liverpool at Anfield, and I wouldn't be surprised if they surprise everyone with another shock result here. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think Forest are playing really good football under Santo, and the same can be said about Brighton, but I think it might just be a 1-1 draw. And then last but not least, we have the already title deciding fixture, possibly. Man City versus Arsenal. In this fixture, 65 wins for City, 100 wins for Arsenal. But Arsenal have only beaten City once in the last 10 Premier League matches, which was actually, in fact, last season. Both have started off the season unbeaten and in good form. Of course, Man City are coming into this with a 100% record. Arsenal have drawn 1 and won 3. I'm going for a 1-1 draw or a City home win. I just think they might have too much for this Arsenal team. So there you go, guys. Those are my predictions for Matchday 5. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you agree or disagree with any of those predictions. And as ever, guys, please like, subscribe, and share the content. Click the notification button so you can get more updates throughout this Premier League season.